So after 10 so after 10 years, I finally moved out of Nashville. Um, and I had a great time there for the 10 years that I was there. It was more like 9.5, but just round up. And these are the things that I wish somebody would have told me before I made that move, and the things that I wish I just would have known before I picked up my life and moved there. Number one, Broadway is like a huge thing down there. They're playing everything from country to hard rock and a little bit of stuff here in between. If you are wanting to get into that scene, I never did it myself. It wasn't what I went out to do. And that's kind of the lens that I'm doing, is for the artist or band that is wanting to give it a go down there. Here's the things that I did and the things I wish I would have done different. But the Broadway thing, I have friends that play down there right now, and I heard one time somebody said, and it kind of summed it up, you have to know every song that has ever been recorded and every song that ever will be recorded. So they might call anything at any given moment. You kind of got to figure it out on the spot. That game is just not for me. I didn't want to do that, nor did I want to play the music that was being played down there. So, but if you're into that, and if you just want to be a player and end up on the road with somebody, then I would go to Broadway and I would find your way in. I don't think it's that difficult to do, especially if you're not a bad player or vocalist or whatever you are. Just go down there and network and go hang out with people. Nashville Musician Finder is a great place to start. There's a million places to do that. That's the way I would go about it. But as far as jobs, because you kind of got to figure out how you're going to make money in the time that you are trying to go after this music career and life thing that you're going after. I did a lot of different things. I know people who went and like worked at Bridgestone and helped like move stuff. So you're still like kind of in it. You're seeing, amps. You're seeing like how stage production is. There's rehearsal studios where you can like be involved with musicians, and that's a good way of going about it. Another good way that I did when I first went down there is Nissan is in Smyrna, which is like a suburb of Nashville, where and they pay pretty good. If it's factory, if you're not used to that work, it's they own you, but you have a decent amount of income coming in, and your weekends are pretty much off, so you're able to move that way. But once you find yourself in a band or gigging, that job is going to weigh on your music. You're just not going to be able to do it because it's taking up a lot of time. And you may be, you know what, you might be able to do more in that than I think. But it's just going to take a lot of time. Like I worked second shift there, and it was 2:30 to 10:30. It takes up the whole day. So any gigs during that time is just out the window. And then the other thing too is, while we're talking about jobs and stuff, Lowe's. I worked at Lowe's in Hermitage there, and it was really good. They worked with my schedule. They allow you to do 4 10-hour work days, so you have 3 days off a week, and that was really helpful. But when we're talking about jobs, one thing I would say is prepare to be broke and live that. The prices there are terrible. They're really, really bad. This is not, if you're not coming there for any other thing than music, and you don't have like a decent amount of money put back, it's going to be tough. Everything's expensive. It really is. And I know that for me, the hardest thing was to keep going, because as I'm doing this, well, if you don't know who I am, my name's Billy Ray Wallace. I've lived in Nashville for 10 years. I just moved back to my hometown, and now I'm going to be doing the same thing that I was doing there to do it here. But the thing that's difficult about being there is if you're doing the solo project thing like I did, or like some friends of mine I know is attempting to, and you're paying for everything, stuff's expensive. It really, really is. All of the music videos that you're going to want to do, all of the recording stuff you're going to want to do, it all costs money, and so you're going to need something to fund that. And then the last thing I'll that I like want to talk about is like all of the gigs down there, unless it's Broadway, are you playing to your peers. So if you go play at the 5 spot or the Underdog, getting non-musicians to come to gigs is very, very difficult. It's a fast-moving town, and live music, it doesn't seem to be as strong as I think it was at one point in time. When I come here and I play in Evansville, it's very easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy. It's easier to get people to come to shows and listen to music that are not musicians. Musicians, we're terrible listeners. And what I mean by that is we can't just listen to a band or listen to an artist at face value and just take in their art. We have to dissect everything that they do. We have to figure out what pedals they have, look at all their gear. We can't just listen to a song and then be moved by it. We can, but it's harder for us to, because we're peers of that art form, and it's just tough. Just like I assume that a painter wouldn't want to have another painter watching them paint, or an engineer have another engineer over their shoulder watching. And I don't mean like putting an input. I mean just watching them do it with a close eye. It's weird in that aspect. So there's that. The other thing I would say is where Nashville is located, it's like easy to get everywhere. You're 3 to 5 hours to anywhere. It's right in the middle of Tennessee. It's also the capital. Nashville is. Yeah, so I'd say that. But whenever you and when I moved there, I would like to think I was a pretty solid player, but living there and being amongst the best musicians in the world, and that's what they are. They're the best musicians in the world. There's I don't care, like LA, anything like that. People go to Nashville to be a musician. I'm sure LA, I'm sure Texas has like close run-ins, but like that's what people come there to do. So if you're not going there for like college or something like that, like Vanderbilt to do like a music thing or whatever, I feel like I didn't get like an official degree, like I didn't go to school, but I felt like I got an education in performing and in like music theory and stuff, just because I was around so many players. But if you have any questions about before you move out there and you want to know, from someone who lived there a while, and I'm still really clued into that scene, and I still will be doing like amp reviews and stuff with Tone Central Station. I'll be driving down there about once a month or something like that to do that. Feel free to message me on any of the socials. It's Billy Ray Wallace Music. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. But yeah, that's all I have. See you next time. Thanks for watching.